Hello, doulas. I hope everybody's doing really well. Today, we're going to talk about what I wish I had learned in my first year of business. So, I want to talk about adding some intentionality to our business. I wish somebody had helped me to really understand this concept and apply it in my first year. I think it could have made an incredible difference. So, as a business owner, you have the opportunity to be very intentional about your time and energy. And when we're new doulas, we have ideas. We have ideas about what makes a good doula. We have an idea about getting good testimonials. We have an idea of what it looks like to be productive or successful. Sometimes these are a bit skewed and we don't notice it till we're a little further into the process. So I want to talk about some of these a little bit. Sometimes we look at good doula and good testimonials and they kind of connect up. And we think that if we give people more, we think if we give them a deal, we think if we do lots for them, that they're going to recognize our contributions and give us this glowing testimonial. And there's kind of this letdown. I don't know if you guys saw my video earlier in the week where I talked about my VBAC client that asked for a refund. It was kind of a slap in the face. I think that was, I wouldn't say that was my second year in, but it's still an experience. We give and we give and we expect our clients to see what we're doing and how hard we're working for them. And when they don't, it can feel really bad. And this overgiving, sometimes we do it because we want the glowing reviews, because we think that's what we're supposed to do, because we read somebody else's review and the client talked about how much value and how great they were. And we think that that's the patterning. Hold on, I'm going to talk more about that in just a minute. And the other thing that we do is we have this idea about productivity and success. And for me, I equated productivity and success with having lots of clients. And so I would undercharge to have a full calendar so I felt successful. It's understanding things differently now, or even you guys might be hearing that and logically go, that just doesn't make sense, Jamie. And you're right, it doesn't. It came from an emotional decision-making place. It didn't come from here. It came from here. It came from an idea that as a child, as an adolescent, as an adult working in corporate, it's an idea that I learned about productivity that was erroneous. But I just sucked it in and brought it into my own business when I didn't have to. And that's really a shame. And so I want to share with you guys some things about being intentional and how it can make a really big difference. We want to be intentional about our marketing, about who we're serving, about the things that we're doing. So much of the time, again, it's not just me, because I can tell you, I've spent years helping doulas in various capacities. I spent years helping women as a therapist. So I hear stories. I hear all the time. We get to a feeling of desperation. We feel powerless or hopeless. We're not sure what to do. We begin to lose our feeling of confidence. We start to wonder if there's something wrong with us. And from that decision-making point, we start to make some bad decisions. We need to step it back, because when we start making those bad decisions, it literally feels like chaos in our body. People looking at our planning, people looking at the things we're doing, they may even feel that chaos. It bleeds into everything that we're doing. You literally feel like you're throwing spaghetti. I'll try this marketing tip. I'll try this hack. I'll undercut. I'll add more things to my package. I'll do this. I need a client. I have to have a client. I hope just me saying that. Did you feel the energy shift? Did you feel it? That's what happens. We feel frenzied. And from that state, we're not making the best decisions. Our efforts should be simplified. Our efforts should be intentional so that they're getting results. Okay? If you're putting in effort and you're throwing spaghetti at the wall and you're getting no results, you're going to feel more frenzied. You're going to wonder even more if there's something wrong with you. And from this place, we really start to make some bad decisions. But when we have a pathway, when it makes sense, when we simplify, I will tell you, I've worked with doulas a long time. A lot of the things that we think are building our business, that we are spending time on, are not building your business. I am a believer that we simplify. I don't want to add more things to your plate. I want you to get intentional. I want you to have a plan that you're going to follow through. And I want you to see the end results. I want you to have time to play with your kids without guilt. I want you to have time to make dinner. I want you to have time to straighten up your house and not feel like you're taking away from your business. I want you to have the beauty of that. I want you to have, when you sit down to work on your business, you have a pathway. There's a reason that you're doing it this way. It's not throwing spaghetti at the wall anymore. We're going to get rid of that. We're going to choose clients that value us. You know, you've got to feel confident in yourself, a big part of all of this. Because again, we run into those bad decision making, not because we can't do business, because we'll tell ourselves, believe me, I've told myself all the messages. I've heard the messages. You can do business. But a lot of people overcomplicate business. They make it harder than it needs to be. They feel your frenzy and they match it and they give you advice that throws you the wrong way and adds more to your plate with less results. Ugh, right? Your confidence is key. So in simplifying, I want to give you back confidence that your business isn't going to overtake the rest of your life. I want to show you when you go to a consultation that instead of saying, yeah, I know a little bit about VBAC. I could read up on that and probably help you. Your client is hiring you for a very specific job. In this case, we're using a VBAC hopeful mom. Could insert any variety of specializations in there. You didn't sound like you knew what you were doing. You're going to lose the sale. Hi, my name is Jamie, and I have helped 5 moms through VBACs. I never promise an outcome, but in my pathway to help you, we take our time. We focus on your mindset. We focus on your physical body and ways you can support your body to be prepared. And I teach you emotionally how to release some of the old things that you might be holding on to from your previous birth. In doing all of that, we're going to have your birth plan. We're going to have taught you how to be prepared for labor and how you can help yourself. And we're going to talk about postpartum so that can go as smoothly as possible. We're going to talk about some of the obstacles and the pitfalls that many families face. And I'm going to make sure that you have the best information possible to be well prepared. And, you know, I can never guarantee an outcome. I have lots of people that I trust and rely on that can help you along the way if we find ourselves in certain obstacles or you want a certain service to help you feel more prepared. I have a list of people that I believe are true professionals that can support you and help you. And every step of the way, I'm going to be there to ask questions and to answer them for you so that you can feel your very best. course, I cannot promise the outcome, but what I can promise you is I'm going to make sure that your voice is heard. I'm going to make sure that you're part of the discussions around your body and your baby. And I'm going to make sure you have the tools and the skills you need so that whatever happens, you know that you asked the questions you needed to ask and you were involved in this process. At the end of the day, I can promise you that we will do all of that in our time together. If you are a VBAC hopeful mom, who sounds more confident that they can lead you down a path that's going to take you towards that desired outcome? Right? It's confidence. It's having the confidence. It's knowing that what you offer is valuable, that it takes them down a very well thought out reasoning of why we're doing what we're doing and how it supports them. Really, are you bad at business? No, but maybe there's things you haven't been taught, and maybe you don't have the intentionality in your business that makes it easy, that makes it feel better, that makes you feel confident and strong as a doula, because that is super important. And you don't need to prove your value. Okay, you don't need to prove your value. Take that in for a second. If you know the difference that you make, if you know what your clients get from working with you and you know that you have the goods, you already have it. You already have value. You don't have to keep proving it. You're here. You're showing up. You're showing them how you're going to give them value. Then we have to help connect them to the next dots of signing up, booking with you. Okay, and definitely in a consultation class, I can walk you through those pieces because, again, I'm a girl who likes to make it easy. I don't want overcomplicated. I want it as easy as I can make it, and I want it to make sense. That's super important. So, the one thing I wish someone had told me right from the start is bake intentionality into your business. Take a moment, take a couple of weeks before you open if you need to. Be intentional in all the things. Be intentional from step A to Z. Be intentional. Think about how that's going to support growing your business. Think about how that comes off to a client. Think about how you help them. Think and really take some time to very intentionally design what you're trying to do. I really think too many of us end up drifting because we aren't getting guidance, because we're not sure how to apply intentionality into our business. We're just not sure how to get there. And maybe you hear this and you want it. You want simple, you want intentional, you want to spend time on things that matter and have more time for your kids, more time for your hobbies, more time for self-care, more time for things that make life enjoyable while still running a thriving business. If that sounds like you, I would love to sit and have a chat with you, see where you are, and see how I could help you. All right. So if that's of interest to you, all you have to do is DM me. Let's get out of the chaos. Let's bring in intentionality and let's make it better. All right, guys, that's what I wish I had learned in my first year. Have a great day. Bye-bye.